Hey everybody, I'm Lou. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this November 2023 forecast. So this is a general astrology and tarot card reading, and I do recommend that you watch for your rising sign first if you know it. Then you can watch your sun sign and your moon sign afterwards if you wish to do so, but the rising sign is going to be the most accurate. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That really helps me and also helps me to continue to produce these forecasts down the track. Now, as always, I wish to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land that I'm doing these readings on, the Gumbaynggirr people, and recognize their continued connection to their culture and country. I wish to pay my respects to the elders past, present, and emerging, and I recognize that this is and always will be Aboriginal land. Let's get into the forecast. Hello there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for November 2023. Let's open up the reading with focus. Artemis. I love this card for you to start the reading with because we are in Scorpio season, okay? And Scorpio season is, so Scorpio for you in your chart rules your third house. And your third house represents the house of your mental faculties. So your mind, your thoughts, your communications, your words. So it rules your focus, literally ruling your focus. So this month will be all about your focus, where you're directing your focus. And as you probably already know, wherever your focus flows, wherever your focus goes, your energy flows, right? So this is how we create. So the third house is actually a really creative house. So this month, for the first 3 weeks of this month in Scorpio season, we have a lot of time and energy going towards our creation. So it's really important to be aware of where your focus is flowing because that's what you're creating for your life, in your life, okay? So paying attention to your thoughts, your daily thoughts, that's easier said than done. But, you know, when we bring that conscious awareness, and as a Virgo, you're really good at that as well because you're ruled by Mercury, you know, you're really good at analyzing and assessing your thought habits, your thought patterns, your behavioral patterns as well, okay? I think that you can actually choose and set an intention this month would be very beneficial for you, a very beneficial way to engage with this energy. I also really like with this Artemis card, she has a bow and arrow. And we'll move into Sagittarius season at the end of the month, Sagittarius being represented by that bow and arrow as well, okay? So Sagittarius season at the end of the month is going to activate your fourth house. That's the house of your emotional guidance system. It's the house of your home and your family and your emotional base, right? Your emotional body. So this is about getting your mind and your emotions in alignment. Now, Mercury, your ruling planet, on the 10th of November will move into Sagittarius. So we'll be transiting through your third house until the 10th, and then we'll move into your fourth house on the 10th. And what Mercury is going to do is have a retrograde. So the retrograde will begin in December and it's going to begin in Capricorn, but it will retrograde back into Sagittarius at the end. So the last sort of week of the retrograde will be in Sagittarius. So this transit through Sagittarius between the 10th of November and the 1st of December, okay, this is going to be you'll be able to gather information. You'll be able to see where your focus is. You'll be able to identify what's coming up for you so that when Mercury moves retrograde, you can do the work. So it's a really good time to be looking at your thought habits, looking at your word habits. So the things that you're speaking, the stories you're telling, the way you're communicating in terms of, you know, like what topics are you always talking about? Who are you talking to? What's the feeling behind it? Does it feel powerful? Does it feel powerless? Are you creating yourself into a victim, or are you creating yourself into someone who has the power to control and shape their own lives? So looking at those kinds of themes for you would be beneficial this month. We do have two very challenging moons this month, so there could be challenges, obstacles coming up with the moons, but we'll get into that through the reading. Okay, so you're coming into the reading with the Six of Swords. I love that. Okay, so this means you're moving forward. And if I remember correctly, last month your reading was quite challenging. There was conflict, there was obstacles coming up, there was challenges, there was things that you needed to address. And so with this Six of Swords, this means you're moving through that stormy water, you're moving to a shoreline. Maybe you don't even really know where you're going, but this is progress, is what I'm hearing for you, Virgo, is that you are making progress, you're making headway. And this is what that focus is. So staying focused on one target. With the Artemis card here, staying focused on one target will help you to make more progress because it will help you to build momentum. So focusing on where you want to go, right? Keeping your eyes on the prize, on where you want to go, and ignoring or letting go or not allowing your attention to wander to the unwanted. Wander to the things that you don't like in your life. So really, really tending to those thought habits this month, Virgo, really paying attention. Are you focusing on the lack, or are you focusing on where what you're trying to achieve and bringing that into your life, creating that in your life? So the environment is giving you a King of Wands. So there is somebody in your life who's represented by this King of Wands. Maybe it is romantic. Okay, Saturn moves direct in Pisces on the 4th of November. That's your 7th house. It could be activating some romance. It may be that you are already in a relationship. The other thing that's happening is on the 8th of November, Venus will move out of your first house into your second house, into Libra, into rulership as well. So with Venus in your first house, you would have been really attractive. So that started in October. So throughout October, you had Venus really amplifying you and drawing people to you. People have been really seeing you and noticing you. And then now she's moving into Libra on the 8th, right? So now you're starting to be able to take that to the next level. So this King of Wands, it'd be somebody who's very passionate, somebody who's very fired up, somebody who is the embodiment of power, right? They're very powerful through their alignment, through maybe they're a very spiritual person. The Wands is the suit of spirituality, right? So it's the suit of being fired up and full of fire, full of divine energy, right? So this King of Wands, and I feel that this King of Wands is divine energy. So if it's not somebody else in your life, but I do feel that it is, but if it's not, it could be you taking those reins, taking that focus, shifting that focus into being very powerful, very, very confident, very sure of yourself, stepping into your environment, into the situations that are coming up with a lot of power. And I like that like I said, as we're going into these moons, they're going to be very challenging. So we have the new moon in Scorpio on the 13th. We have the full moon in Gemini on the 27th. Both of them are making tight aspects with Mars and Saturn. So that means that, all right, there's going to be a lot of shifting, a lot of changing, a lot of challenges and obstacles that are going to come with this moon. So if you're coming into the situation, moving forward with a steady focus and filled up with passion, then you can overcome anything, Virgo. Now, the universe needs you to, 4 of Coins, to release and surrender a little bit, okay? So maybe there is ways where you have been, or there's places where you have been holding on too tightly. Your grip's been a little bit too tight. When I tune into that, I feel like it's a little bit too tight on the negative, on the lack. Maybe that lack has a secondary value to you, as in terms of like maybe you're getting something out of beating that drum is what I'm feeling. Like beating that drum of negativity, or beating that drum of this, this never happens to me. There's not enough of whatever it is you're trying to achieve, or, but there's like some sort of need, like something that it fulfills by beating that drum. It makes you feel good in a different way. Maybe it makes you feel more superior, King of Wands. Maybe it keeps you safe because it keeps you detached emotionally. Maybe it's, something that it is fulfilling another need. So there's like this conflicting parts of yourself, and there's okay, this is what I'm seeing. There's a warrior within you, like a sentry within you that is protecting you. It's like stalking around you and keeping you safe. But the universe is asking you to release that, to let go of that. So there may be this need to go internal and talk to that warrior and explain to that warrior that you are safe, that you're moving forward, that you're keeping yourself safe, and it's okay to to open up a little bit, to let a little bit of this energy in, or let this person in, whatever that is. Maybe this is the shifts these moons bring up for you, okay? This could be work related with the Gemini full moon at the end of the month on the 27th. That's in your 10th house, so it may be work related, okay? I also feel with that Four of Coins, it's a sort of a message of trusting in the stability that you've created for yourself. You've been working really hard, Virgo, on your life, on yourself, on your perspective. You've done a lot. It's really good. Making progress. Like I said, with this Six of Swords, a lot of progress. So trusting in the foundation that you have laid up until now as you move forward with this steady focus. We have the Lovers. And the Knight of Cups. I knew it. This King of Wands definitely could be a romantic situation, okay? We've got the Lovers here, Knight of Cups. This Knight of Cups is someone taking action involving their heart space. So if it's not romance, if you're not here for love, this is really following your heart. With Sagittarius season coming up on the 22nd, we've got Mars moving into Sagittarius on the 24th. That's going to fire up a lot of passion in your emotional realm, in your emotional body. And like I said, Mercury doing that as well, and is going to be involved in a retrograde there too. So you're being really encouraged to follow your heart, Knight of Cups, to follow the emotive value, to follow the emotive quality that comes from this focus, to focus on the emotions, how this feels, right? So if this is a person, it's following the feelings, following the emotions, allowing yourself to be open. Four of Coins, allowing yourself to just remind yourself that you're keeping yourself safe. Okay, you can keep yourself safe. You can open your heart and still be safe. You can open your heart and that person may even reject you or abandon you or do something, but you're still safe because you've got your own back. And so this is how we move into those vulnerable spaces, is by being self-generative, self-partnering, the Lovers, coming together within yourself, knowing no matter what anybody else chooses, what anybody else does, you're safe because you're partnered with yourself first and foremost. And when you come into relationships with that attitude, that attitude of being your own partner first, then there's so much more depth you can go to with these people because you're not coming at it from a place of lack and insecurity. So I'm hearing that's an important word for you, Virgo, insecurity, looking at that. And I think maybe this is coming off the back of these eclipses that we've been having. The Libra eclipse in your second house brought up insecurities, right? It brought up places where you maybe don't feel valuable or feel worthy. And so particularly if there was a relationships involved in that situation, if there was a new partner or a current partner, involved in that situation, maybe that's kind of what it was triggering for you, is this need to really come home to self. Come home to yourself within your own heart space, Knight of Cups, and then feel through the environment, feel through the situation from that open-hearted space. Really opening your heart, creating coherence. Okay, so when we have a heart that is calm, it's relaxed, is beating regularly, when we feel safe, when we feel secure, and when we provide ourselves with that safety, that security, our heart beats in coherence with the universe, in coherence with the energy of love and security and safety, okay? And that also helps us to have a focus and a mindset and thought patterns that are also in coherence. And this is really how we create heaven on earth for ourselves. A life worth living for ourselves is needing that coherence between the head and the heart. So that's what I'm feeling with this Lovers card here, is maybe that's what you're going to be working on a little bit this month, is that coherence with your head and your heart. Okay, and we have the Devil. Yeah, so, there's things going to be coming up, of course. Things are going to be triggering you this month. 3 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. But like I said, with the 6 of Swords as well, there's forward momentum. There's a lot of progress, a lot of momentum. 3 of Wands moving forward. You're focused, keeping that focus. That focus is what's going to pull you into your future. Okay, so when we're creating, we create twice. First, we create in our imagination, in our focus, and then second, it is created on the external. You need that coherence to create it on the external. So with the Devil card coming up, it is sort of indicating and telling us that there's stuff, and everybody's got stuff. So right, there's this stuff coming up from the subconscious, coming up from old programming, old ways. This is why at the beginning I said it's really important to be vigilant with your thoughts, to really be paying attention to your thinking, because these things are going to come up, and if you just sort of keep rolling on through and let those narratives, those storylines keep going and don't do anything to change them, then your situation won't change. You won't move forward. So I feel with this reading though, Virgo, you're so ready. You're so ready to move forward. You're ready for the next step. 3 of Wands, you're ready for expansion, okay? Expansion. And so just a little bit of attention to those triggers or those less supportive narratives that are still coming out for you, okay? Okay, and we have 3, 2, 1, jump. I love that. So that's that focus, that's that forward momentum, that's that progression. You're making this progression moving forward, okay? So, you just have to take the plunge, take the leap of faith into the situation. I like how it's got this little heart on here too, following your heart. Oftentimes our mind, especially with it activated with the 4th house there, the 3rd house there, right? And Mercury in Sagittarius can make our mind very strong and very powerful. And when our mind is in control, when our mind dulls the message of our heart, we start to be more logical, more rational. Sometimes that's helpful, but really it is it blocks us from being able to do this expansion, this 3 of Wands expansion, we can have a safe life doing that, but to have a really great life, there needs to be that heart component. We need to be following our heart and using our mind as more like a rudder to kind of guide the heart. Like, okay, that's not really realistic, and that's like more fantasy, so we're going to go here, but the heart still gets to choose the way, and that's this 3, 2, 1 jump, following your heart, Knight of Cups, not allowing yourself to be closed off by fear. The devil, the devil may get in your ear and be like, remember when this happened last time? Remember how that person did this? Remember, and those things are going to stop you from having that expansive life, because past experiences only repeat themselves if we keep telling that storyline. So telling a new story, creating a new vibration within you will help you to create something new. So 1, 2, 3 jump means to take the plunge, to go in there, and if it does happen again exactly like it happened in the past, if it keeps coming up like that, there's a pattern there, it's still information, right, Virgo? It's still information. Recognize, okay, I have a pattern. What can I do about it? How can I shift this pattern? It's a really good month for you to do that kind of analysis with all of that 3rd house activation. Okay, and surrender, low self-esteem. Yeah, we talked about that. You deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem, the devil. Okay, we talked about this as well, with those eclipses as well, they would have been bringing up insecurities. So if this is a person, if this is a love situation, they're bringing out those insecurities for you to help. They're like the lesson. They're the mirror. They're showing you where your self-esteem is low, where you're not self-partnering. When we have low self-esteem, it's because we're not generating our own validation. We're not generating our own love and our own value and our own support, okay? Because we're trying to reach for it externally through other people. And that is, unfortunately, a really sad way to get what you want, because other people can't give it to you. They just cannot. They don't have it even for themselves. Most people don't even have it for themselves. And so we're reaching to these people that are broken, that are damaged, and asking them to give us what we can't give ourselves, and we can't give them either. And it's this toxic cycle. So as somebody who's more enlightened, more awake, more aware, okay, you can do the work to help everybody else come forward as well. So surrendering low self-esteem, recognizing recognizing that if these fears do come up for you, it's a self-esteem thing going on. And this is what you need to address. And you can do that this month, Virgo. You can do that through your focus, through following your heart, through taking a risk. Not a dangerous risk, but a heart-led risk, right? Especially around those moons, like I said. So we're looking at the 13th of November, the 27th of November. Stuff can come up then because of those moons. So just being aware of that. So that's your monthly reading, Virgo. Thank you so much for being here with me. I appreciate and love you all, and I look forward to seeing you again next month. Take care.